So drone technology already is well established and can change the dynamics on battlefields especially. Russia's invasion of Ukraine and its fierce resistance, it's all based on drones. Another example of drone technology being trialled by Australian companies is to have drones replace helicopters for resupply missions. The limitation previously is a drone's ability to lift reasonable weight. And that's where a Melbourne startup, Freespace Operations, comes in. CEO Ken King and CTO Leonard Hall are the founders of the business and join me now from our Melbourne studio. Ken, first up, I mean, this is almost the holy grail of drone technology to try and lift reasonable amounts of weight. What's your own solution to try and get around that?
Well, thanks very much for having us, Ross. Our solution builds on top of our Freespace Callisto 50 platform, which has been available since 2019, and it's already established with Australian Defence Forces and industrial partners both here in Australia and overseas. And really what the cooperative lift does is it leverages the existing Callisto 50 platform, which is already capable of lifting up to 26 kilos of payload, and it effectively is a force multiplier. So it takes that existing capability and doubles it or even quadruples it to get to 50 or 100 kilos of payload effectively.
And so, Leonard, just to explain to me the technology behind this to actually coordinate drones. We see massive displays of drones, so they're capable of being able to perform intricate manoeuvres, there is no doubt. But to get them to perform in this way, to be able to lift that weight, what technically is required to do that?
Well, over the last 3 years, we've been developing a number of cooperative algorithms. We started out doing ship operations where we were coordinating an aircraft with a ship deck, and where we bring that aircraft into tight formation with a ship deck and allow us to automate moving material around a ship deck, taking things on and off a ship deck. This is a natural extension of that, where we've further refined those algorithms and more tightly coupled that interface between aircraft and between two or more aircraft, to allow multiple aircraft to operate as a single entity. And in doing that, combined with a proven platform, we're able to do things that really haven't been done effectively in industry. They've been demonstrated in labs, but not with the reliability and redundancy that we've been able to achieve in real life situations.
Okay, so Ken, you've been working with the Australian Defence Forces in some of their trials. So you've been trying to put this system to the test inside proper, sort of environments, training environments with the Defence, right?
Yeah, so we've been involved in a number of test and evaluation programs going back to, as far back as 2020, actually, with autonomous warriors and multiple autonomous warrior events, but also most recently with the Talisman Sabre, where event which a live demonstration was done, where we picked up 7 kilograms from the beach and delivered it autonomously to a ship 7 kilometers away. It basically identified the ship, tracked it, intercepted it, and landed the payload autonomously on it, and then returned back to the beach on its own steam with minimal human interface. The only human interface was to ask for permission on the deck to the ship's captain, can we approach and do the deposit. I must stress this was actually done by the Navy themselves. We didn't do it as Freespace. We assisted them minimally, but they did this all on their own steam after years of building up their capability to this point.
So Leonard, just tell me one thing. If you can lift 7 kilos and take that, given the fact that the scale of a lot of drones are now getting much, much bigger, they're looking literally like aircraft or seagoing vessels, is the idea to be able to get to 70 kilos, even 700 kilos in the future, if you had the drones that are big enough and had the capacity, or is there a limitation to naturally what you can lift?
Well, there's been a recent study, 90% of logistics done in the Navy, ship logistics, is under 25 kilos. And so that's already within the capability of our standard aircraft. With cooperative lift, it allows us to push well and truly into that last 10% and get up to approximately 100 kilograms. But that's all with an aircraft that's small enough to operate off of ships that just can't support larger manned assets. So there's a compromise. As we go bigger and bigger in aircraft, the support requirements and costs of that support requirements goes up, and the accessibility to a range of platforms reduce. So we've been the key advantage of multi-rotor aircraft is their ability to handle extreme levels of turbulence.
Yes.
So despite the size of our aircraft, we're able to operate in conditions of a mid-sized helicopter. And so what we're trying to do, and what a cooperative lift allows us to do, is target much smaller platforms, handle the job of much larger systems.